Hey guys, welcome back to another NIO stock update. Today we are seeing NIO stock fall by a further 3.68%, now coming down to a price of roughly 4.45. We are seeing another day when NIO stock declines, and again, zoom out to that month chart, you can now see the trend over the last couple of days at the very least has been of continued decline. This is significant for reasons that we'll get into in a second, and I'm going to be giving you all of my latest thoughts on NIO as things stand right now. But first we're going to look at what happened today. Now do bear in mind, if you enjoy these videos on NIO, please do give them a like and subscribe. It makes all of the difference. The more likes it gets, the more subscribers I get from these videos, the more I know you guys like it, and the more NIO updates I will make. With that being said, let's jump straight in and start on the 1-day chart. Now I want to look on this one, maybe on the 30-minute chart, on the 40-minute chart, and let's just zoom into what we've seen today. Not particularly worrying. We have obviously seen a little bit of a drop at open, as NIO stock obviously comes even lower. The lowest that we saw today, maybe 337, roughly around that period, earlier in the day, before concluding slightly higher at the price of 4.45. So far in the post-market, we've fallen a small amount, just 0.1%, so not really that big of a deal. At the same time, this is still noteworthy. Now, over the past 5 days, we've seen that downtrend for NIO. You guys obviously will know this by now. Zoom out to, let's say, the 10-minute chart, and you'll see this a bit more clearly. You can see the way that things have been going, right? We've seen a little bit of, well, quite a large drop if you were paying attention, right? Earlier in the week. Quite that large drop that we've seen, and again coming into today, we're just seeing that trend slightly continue. Now why this is significant for the time period right now is because we've actually seen NIO go below some of the more key levels that I was looking at. If you guys are ready to get serious about trading for less than the price of a coffee every day, I've got to tell you about the new Patreon page that I have just launched. That's right guys, I have a new Patreon. I'm going to be sharing everything on here, from my personal stocks that I am watching to pre-market updates, as well as a Discord group which I have started. It's going to allow you to access similar-minded, like-minded people who are also interested in sharing their knowledge about the markets. I'm going to be sharing a lot of stuff over here guys. There's going to be a lot of exclusive content coming in the next couple of weeks, but do bear in mind, for most of the tiers, spots are limited. The Market Scout, where you'll gain access to the Discord, prices will change after 150 members. At the moment guys, I'm limited for time, so the Trader's Edge course and above, we're limiting the courses even lower, right? There's a limited amount of people who can join. At the same time, depending on the level of mentorship that you want, we have prices going all the way up from 1450 to the highest tiers over here that you can see. Again, if you're looking to take your journey to that next level, on these middle tiers, this is personally the one that I would recommend, even though it's not the most expensive. It costs less than a coffee every single day, and the amount of information that you'll get here, in my personal opinion, is absolutely worth the value. At the very least, guys, you can become a member for free. The link is down in the description, the comment section, and the bio. Just give it a look and see what you think. And of course, feel free to sign up if you're looking to take your journey even further. Thank you. Enjoy the rest of the video. Now, the most important thing is each of these days is relatively flat, and it seems to be the issue is that we just have a bit of a drop on open before essentially a little bit further of a drop later in the day. On the 3-month chart though, it's important to zoom out a little bit further. Actually, let's go to the 6-month chart. There are a few things that I want to note. Obviously, we have seen a relatively large run in the last couple of months with NIO. This is also important to consider. But now when you zoom in a little bit closer, you're going to be seeing a few important things. And sometimes I do say this, not all the time, but this is now coming to a period where it is arguably a make or break for NIO. And I mean that in terms of the technicals. And of course, this is not financial advice, just my opinion. But the reason why I say that is because we're now coming to and arguably breaking below key levels of support. Over the past couple of months, we have been able to maintain levels around here, right? Let's say 336, roughly around there, right? It's held up today, it's held up at periods in the past, way back here, for example, in July. If we can hold onto this, things are looking not as bad. And again, in the scenario that we are able to hold on to that, I'm then going to be looking for a steady and slow increase. That's what I want to see with this one. Now, do bear in mind, and this is important, the gains that we've locked in over the last couple of weeks. People like to look at the last couple of days and fail to acknowledge that since July, NIO stock's gone from about $3.40 all the way to $4.40 where we are at now, seeing highs of roughly $5. That is in itself a relatively significant increase. However, at the same time, this next few days is looking to potentially be a make or break. Now, what we could have here is a period where we see this level hold up as a support, as we have seen again both recently, that's key, and also way back here, right? You zoom out all the way back to the beginning of the year. We saw a similar thing. If we can hold on to this, great, right? I'm talking about right here. If not, potentially looking to drop even lower. Then we could see these levels that we're seeing right now become a level of resistance, as we have done before. Again, around here, struggling to break past this 440 mark once we begin to drop below it. So at that point, I reckon it'd just be a slow bleed out for a couple of days, maybe weeks, and then this level of 440 roughly would become the new level of resistance. But right now, so far, this, let's say roughly 436 is holding up quite nice. And again, if we're able to hold on to this in the next few days, relatively stable sign, kind of neutral, not necessarily bullish, but it shows things a lot better than if the inverse of that happens. But if we break past those levels, then we're looking at a very different picture where things could be, in my opinion, going a bit more red. So they are the key levels that I'm looking for, and that's what I always say in these videos, guys. I'm not necessarily, well, I don't want to make decisions for you. That's your choice to make, right? But they are the key levels that I'm looking for. Again, if we start to see this maintain, more than happy with that. If we start to see it drop, we could be looking at significant decreases, right? Could be potentially. Again, zoom out to this chart. This is what we've seen in the past. We've seen NIO come to these points where we see relative challenges in share price, we see a big boost, and over time, historically, maybe it's different this time, of course, no one can say with 100% certainty, but in the past, relatively large rises and a relatively slow bleed out. Again, here, arguably as well, here. Are we going to see it again now? Or are we going to see a period perhaps a little bit more like here, where we're able to maintain that stability, then potentially we were bouncing off that? Again, guys, if it is the inverse, if we're going to see more of what we've seen in the past, if these key levels don't hold up, my views aren't going to be optimistic. If they do, and we film another video whenever I next get round to it, and we're looking at this where it's held up and things have moved up slightly, then I'm a bit more positive, right? But they are the key levels that I'm looking for here. So I hope it was a useful video. It's only been a short one, guys, but I want to hear your thoughts on it. If you do like these, do remember to like and subscribe. Just my honest thoughts and opinions. At the same time, if you're interested, do remember I now have a Patreon page, limited spots available at the moment. But if you're interested in taking your journey to that next level, link is down in the bio and the comments as well. Thank you. See you again soon, guys. Goodbye.